Welcome aboard the Morona for your harbour cruise. Just a brief safety announcement. Now please be aware that there are life jackets in the marked compartments at the front of the vessel as well as upstairs, and in the event of an emergency, please take direction from the crew. Thank you. Now this settlement of Port Arthur, of course, was a notorious prison, officially a secondary punishment station, a place where they incarcerated what were considered to be the most incorrigible or inhumane. Bye.